inform, sir. Warm welcome, Ramesh Krishnan, sir, our senior most faculty and mentor also. So once again, welcoming to our today's session. Sir, one important thing that as per our academic director, sir, and director, sir, information, I have shared this link to our Tamil batch, Telugu batch, morning and evening batch. So all batch here gathering. So it will be beneficial for them also because the exam is very crucial also. So all know. So once again, warm welcome to all to this important, very, very important module. So Ramesh Krishna sir, our senior most faculty already I said, and sir is retired as GM from Karur Vaisya Bank. A lot of experience sir will share with you. Coming days will come to know that. Sir, once again, I am not extending more. So on behalf of all IBS team, I am welcoming you, sir.
Okay. First of all, thank you very much on a warm weekend Saturday morning, Viju, for the kind words and the
thank you, sir.
Extremely, exemplary coordination that Viju has been carrying on for all the batches. I repeatedly mention this because untiringly he responds to any participant's request, whether there is no evaluation whether the request is insignificant, significant, nothing. So for that, hats off to you, Biju. And on behalf of IBS, let me also welcome all the participants because this is an all India batch, and we also have the benefit of some of the repeat batches who are in other local languages also. So for them, what I would suggest is the first benefit of an interaction, to the extent possible, must be given to the people who are in the new batch. But for clarification of doubts and clarity, always interactions are welcome. And as the academic director also mentions, we make available all these sessions to the earlier batches also, because if anybody has gone through our IBS Vigyan publication, it has come 15 months now. And every month we have been getting the feedback from the participants that a recorded session has limitations, and this can be overcome only through a live session. That is why we continue through the laborious process of live sessions because of the effectiveness. Okay. Effectiveness. And that is why you are not attempting a university examination. You are writing a professional certification examination where the approach also is needs to be entirely different. It's not a question of making a few choices of the syllabus I'm saying, and then mugging up certain portions and then trying to read out. You will understand this as you start attempting our mock tests, as you start engaging yourself in the WhatsApp group, how your conceptual clarity is being put to question. Secondly, many of you may have an apprehension or even a disdain why I should study this BF. Any bank will have only about hand-picked number of people handling treasury. And over a 25-year horizon, if you look at it from this batch, maybe about 5 or 10 only may get a hands-on opportunity to work in treasury. That being so, why should this be a part of a CIIB curriculum? From the IBA as well as the participating banks, there has been a unanimous request that these portions are more important than a credit or I'm not belittling a credit or an HR, because only this gives you the macro view, the azimuth view of a bank's balance sheet. And everybody should aspire yourself to become the MD of the bank at as young an age as possible, say 40 years. We'll be keeping on harping on this throughout the sessions. So, if you are going to sign the balance sheet of the bank, you should know each entry where it is impacting your assets and therefore the CRAR and your P&L and therefore the profitability, the share price, so many other things, enterprise valuation, so many things. So unless you are able to, in a fraction of a second, decide how it impacts your balance sheet as the MD of the bank at the age of 40, unless you have a good grounding of this treasury, from all the four modules are very important for this batch. Mohanty sir has already started module B, if I am correct. So complementarily, if you go, you will get the benefit of, not now I'm saying, at the age of 40, when you are the MD, you will get the benefit. Mark my words, you write it and frame it somewhere or put it in your screensaver. You will enjoy it when you turn 40 and enter the cabin of. So that is, it's not my requirement. It's the bank management's consistent requirement. And the last December, IIBF has revised the material as well as augmented the syllabus, especially some in module A and module C also. Perhaps I have not gone through the latest revision of the book, but A module I know. So these kind of additions also coming puts the pressure on the aspirants, that is you participants, to be up to date. There is no running away from it, and it's a professional certification. So this is why it is important. With this just a very introductory remark, it's not to frighten you, it's only to encourage you to aspire for the MD at the age of 4. Let us move on with the structured presentation itself. Okay, this will be shared with you. No need to take any photos or screenshots and all. Today itself, most probably, you will share it with you depending on his convenience. So please bear with him. It will be.
Your voice will not clear, sir.
If I need to raise my voice level, I will do it. Internet connection. Internet connection as of now is stable, so please let me know or check your connection also, please. But stop interrupting in between. Noise coming. Somebody said, here I am in a secluded home. Of course, I have a granddaughter now, so sometimes an interruption is what is that, likely. Please.
Not like that, sir.
Thank you.
Your voice not same flow.
No, it's clear, sir. It's clear. No issues.
Your voice is not coming clear.
Clear,
that's
clear, sir.
I will try again. See, other people are receiving it fine. So let us see.
Sir.
You are wait for another 10 minutes. Let us see.
It's clear, sir. It's clear.
Thank you.
Clear.
Echo is there.
Okay.
Clear, sir.
As the screen
Yeah,
come up.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. So
Voice
this is
clear, sir.
now the first question is why we are starting with module C and not module A. The understanding of an exchange rate mechanism, which is more in the module A, will be easier and better if you have a firm grip on interest rate. So interest rate is exclusively covered in the module C. That is why we have attempted many times with the batches to start from module C, give you the good grounding, and then move on to module A, so that the pickup is seamless. Okay, and there are some topics which have more leanings or which derive more conceptual clarity from module C for you to understand the dynamics in module A. So this is purely the reason. You will start appreciating it as we move on. So the first, this is applicable to all the modules, all these, what is it? He needs to mute himself or herself. Please check. Otherwise, disturbance will be there. Please on checking. Okay, thank you. This is applicable to all the what is this topic, not necessarily BFM alone, even for credit or HR. Everywhere, I keep showing this. Okay, a student is very mischievous in the class and he is pulled up by the teacher to answer 2 + 2. and the entire class is supporting him with the answer. So remember, when you are in front of the computer screen in the examination hall, the same four fingers are the four answer choices in front of you. But if you do not have the clarity, they are mere rising fingers in front of you. You are in a very hapless situation whether A is correct, B is correct, C is correct, or D. So I don't want you to be in this kind of discomfort and misery in the examination hall. And that is why I keep bringing up this slide, which undermines the need for conceptual understand whatever topic you learn, don't fight. No rules, understand as if you are handling it with your hand. And therefore, you should, what is it? March on with that clarity. Then you will not be in this kind of a misery in front of the computer screen. Okay. Now, in the examination hall, many answer choices will be distractions for you. So unless you have the clarity again, you will end up spending all the time to look at the broken concrete steel, what is that, mesh, and miss the real beauty that is beyond the broken mesh. If you have the clarity, all these distractions will go away and you will enjoy the real scenery beyond what is that distraction. If you have the clarity also, all these choices A, B, C, D, two of them you will eliminate in 50-50. But unfortunately, Amitabh Bachchan will not be there or Ramesh Krishnan will not be there behind the screen. You will have to use your own judgment to discard one of them and come at the choice. So you will start learning again. We will tune you to that kind of a answer picking process backed by conceptual clarity. Then, how do I prepare? Another 63 days is there are there for the examination. Today morning also the reminder has come. Now, how should I prepare? Before I go into this presentation, I had recently viewed a YouTube video of an inspector general, an IPS officer in the what is it, the state cadre, Kerala cadre, and he had given an interview about his preparation for the IAS examination. And his mentor, who was in Delhi, asked him, "What is excellence?" And the mentor himself told, 800 hours of intensive application or engagement with any topic is what is excellence. This is what he said. So if you can spend so much time on a topic, you will be beyond even the doctorate degree. And that is what is striving. So with 63 days, if you can put just 2 hours, you are more than 120 hours of time on this paper. Okay. So you will definitely excel yourself because this IG, he spent hardly half the time, around 400 hours or something only, and he could clear it. So here, for just one examination, if you can put in about 100 to 120 hours, you are going to be there with 90 plus marks. So, and if you have 90 plus marks, what it opens for you, that also, what is promising ahead, that also I will be highlighting. So, you need to keep reading. Kya padhenge saab? Immediately you will ask what to be read. Okay, you read first the annual reports of your bank. Usme kya hai? Only tables, there's some 13-14 schedules, assets, liabilities. You get hold of one and go into the accounting policies, the principal accounting policies, and then what is the quantitative disclosures, qualitative disclosures, pillar 3, everything will be there. So many things will be new to you, but as you go along with these classes, each one you will be able to enjoy. So the What is that? The annual reports, if examination perspective only, I'm saying, are the first or is the first material you should start reading enjoyably. Okay. Then, what is the qualification given by the auditors in the annual report? This will be very interesting, especially if you start reading the annual report of, say, a what is that? Punjab and Maharashtra State Cooperative Bank, which folded up recently. Recently means about 1.5 years back. If you start looking, or even the annual report of Yes Bank, like this, Galaxy J7, somebody is tinkering with the screen, please, thank you. Okay. So like this, the annual reports are a real pointer to the health of a bank. So somebody will consult you. अरे आपका in the deposit interest rate इतना ही है, लेकिन वो small finance bank, वो जनप्रिया small finance bank बहुत ज़्यादा दे रहे हैं. So then you ask them to read. One second.
Sir, echo is coming there in your voice.
Yes, echo was some shouting in the other room at my house. Sorry. So I have cautioned them. Sorry about it. So then you go through the RBI site every week at least, if possible, every day, at least every week, because the developments, what are important for the examination, again, you may say, what is this, December examination, we close our syllabus as of 30th June. Perfect. But there is nothing wrong in going through the RBI press releases and notifications. Even up to June also you can read. We'll be covering that anyway in our material as well as the presentations. But for you, that will be a pointer of taking you to the MP's cabin at the age of 40. And there are so many platforms available for you to express yourself. So start writing columns in your bank's internal website or somewhere, all these. When you write, what happens is you are bringing in whatever you have learned in your own words. And that is what is driving the clarity in your mind. And of course, the 3 R's: read, write, and do your maths. Now, what is the significance or connection of an Ayush in a banking examination coaching session? ECLAT means a success of a high order. So I wanted to highlight one participant who had herself exposed her name also in the group last time, Vinita. She is with a Ayurvedic doctor. She is an Ayurvedic doctor by qualification. She first joined a small private sector bank and cleared JAIB, and then she cleared CIIB and Forex certification parallelly by through IBS, and all first sitting itself, and with very high marks, distinction plus marks. And then she went for a parallel scale to lateral recruitment in a nationalized bank. All 19 of them selected within her knowledge were posted to the home state. She was posted to the dealing room of the bank in Bombay, Treasury. So her high marks is what is given her a hand-picked assignment at the very young age. And this is what I wanted to say. Ayush may have a government push, but even with that non-financial background, he has been an exemplary inspiration for all the participants. And what opens up for you in terms of these career advancements in accelerated mode. From a clerk, she becomes a scale 2 officer, and that to a hand-picked assignment in dealing room in a nationalized bank within, say, a span of 1 year. And then IBS began every month, we bring this out. So it, what is that? Attempts to capture the up-to-date developments in the market so that people who are short of time, at least there are only 4 pages in that, So it will be useful for you, and our website, the link is also there. If somebody wants the earlier issues, they can definitely ping it in the group. We will make it available also. So this is another useful material for. Now we move on. Now I move on to the section per se. What is BFM all about? So before that, if anybody wants to interact with me on anything, please let me know. Otherwise, I move on into the C module directly. Anything?
Sir, there is one question in my mind.
Ah.
Sir, actually, I am trying for qualifying the CAIB for the last 2 times, but I am not getting the qualifying marks.
Great.
40, 45 is the marks I am getting.
Ah.
But I am reading the books, but what exactly I have to read, how to check that question is coming from this paper or this paragraph. It is not identifiable to me, sir.
Great. Do you mind identifying your bank at least, if not your name?
So Gaurav.
Gaurav, Konsa Bank?
Canara Bank.
Canara Bank. Okay. See, now you have hit it on the head itself. And this is precisely what I was articulating in the earlier 3 slides. How to be so much focused on building in clarity. So now you will understand. I will engage you in the WhatsApp group also from now on. At least another 2-3 days, some syllabus moves on, then I will engage you. Then you will know where the conceptual clarity is lacking. You are not unfamiliar with a MIBOR. You are not unfamiliar with a repo, reverse repo, everything you know, at least from your perception. 1 second. So when you answer the question, it is not all that easy regarding the what is that? The accuracy or the finesse of accuracy between the 4 choices. So perhaps now if you start analyzing your choices from that perspective, you will be able to realize for yourself where you need to buckle up your shoes. Given you just a guidance, I have not given an answer. So please engage yourself in the sessions and the other daily engagements that follow. You will be able to get yourself on the right gear. Have I answered you?
Okay, sir.
Good, Gaurav. Good wishes. You will come with 90 marks, not 45. So we move on. Yeah, please. Anyone else? Yeah. So we move on. This slide also is to give you the feel about how you are going to view your balance sheet as the managing director or as the head of treasury, vice president treasury, or the chief risk officer. Very, very key assignments. Now RBI mandates that every bank should have a chief risk officer. So a CIAB with 90 marks and a risk management qualification, your certification paper, almost overlapping syllabus only. If you do both of them together, you are destined to be in the asset liability management group to begin with, then the risk management, integrated risk management department, like that. Very, very interesting areas. And so the path, that the career path that it opens up for you is also going to be very, very enriching. So how you will look at the balance sheet of the bank as the MD? That is what I'm trying to capture in this slide. Say, think yourself about yourself as Uday Kotak sitting in the Reserve Bank of India giving an application to start a bank. So RBI will ask, "Aapke paas kitna capital hai?" Then you will say, 1,000 crores mandated capital I have. So that is what you have brought in as the capital in the blue color liability side. Where have you parked your capital? That capital you have put in a current account with RBI, and we have opened an RBI account and kept it there. So that is why RBI balance is the asset side. So ideally, the both rectangles should be of same size. I have taken a slightly dynamic situation. That is why it is slightly shrinking. But we will explain that. Part of it, at least, you have kept it in the RBI current account. Where a capital, aapke paas hai, you tell Shaktikanta Das as the applicant for a new bank. Then they will ask, no, that's not enough. Uday Kotak's name alone is not enough for a bank. when you want a license, you tell me who are backing you. Then he will say, "Mere paas Keshav Mahindra bhi hai. That is why my bank's name is Kotak Mahindra Bank. And my other investors have brought in reserves also beyond the capital." So that forms your real own money, that forms the base. This is what is going to be your determining your CAGR of the bank, capital, CRAR of the bank, sorry, CRAR of the bank. So your reserves are also there.
Sir, your voice is coming very less, sir.
Okay. Anybody
Your
else?
voice is clear, sir, clear.
So please
Yes, sir.
check.
Please increase the sound, sir.
Sir,
Check.
echo is in voice, sir.
Actually, I have removed my this one also, speaker also, for clarity, because last time I tried with the speaker, there was not much good encouraging response. So I'm really very close to the screen. Okay. Anyway, please check your local connection also, I would suggest, because only one is repeatedly saying about the voice quality and another person about the echo, which I've tried to close all the doors also now. Okay. Let's move on. Another 10 minutes, please bear with me. I will be raising my decibel level shortly, please. So, you have invested that whatever 1,000 crores plus the reserves you have brought in, because your branch banking and all are yet to start. Immediately, the easiest way of deploying the money is to lend it in call money or other small interbank instruments, and then they form the other assets, the next line of assets that the bank is writing on its balance sheet. You have given it as, say, term money to some banks. You have opened a current account with the clearing bank, like that. So many small things. Then you start accepting deposits from the customers. You open some 30 branches in the beginning, and then you start collecting the deposits. And as you start collecting deposits, you are mandated to put 4 rupees in RBI as CRR. And you are mandated to invest 18 rupees in the red column investments as SLR. So that is why now the third column on the asset side has also come in investments, SLR. And these three will be our main focus in module C. Okay, on the right side, deposits. And then you start giving loans through your branches. So as you start giving loans, the need for capital reserves, etc., come into reckoning for computing your CRAR. We will look at that in isolation. No, have no anxieties. Module B and Module D deal more on CRAR. And it could also be possible that your own capital and deposits are perhaps not enough to meet the balance sheet size as it grows. So you resort to some borrowings. That borrowings could be from other banks in the market, interbank borrowings. It can be from the Reserve Bank of India itself through the repo window or other some collateralized borrowings, or it can be some refinances from, say, SIDBI or NABARD, or it can be through foreign currency borrowings. We will go into each one of them slowly, so that now only I have put the balance sheet as a tallied rectangle. Okay, so now almost you have double entry bookkeeping, what you learned in JIAB. So every liability is matched an asset so that the size matches. Now, this is not the end of banking business. As an MD, the first question you will ask is, what are my contingent liabilities? So sorry, you have your fixed assets and other assets also, which you try to match through your other liabilities and provisions. Other liabilities will be mostly your payable and other things like your, funds in transit, your pipeline funds and all. Somebody else's mic is not muted. Please check, please. Please check your mics. Please mute them.
Sir, you kindly mute all, sir.
No, I cannot do that because I don't have that.
Maybe admin have right to mute all. Please inform the admin.
Mute all, sir, please.
No, sir.
Okay. Let's see. So you match your fixed assets and other assets through other liabilities and provisions. Provisions will land up in your balance sheet as liabilities. We will get more clarity on that as we start discussing module B. So from this stage, you have your LCs, bank guarantees, co-acceptances, and things like that, which you have issued, which form your contingent liabilities as per contract. So, the point you want to understand here is that it is not a single side entry. The moment you issue an LC for, say, $1 million, on the liability side, you have 8 crores of liability in rupee equivalent, assuming USD INR to be 80. And then the customer has an equal obligation to honor that to you. So that is why on the asset side, it will be constituents liability to the bank. So that is why you have a contra or matching entry. If you go and analyze the trial balance of your branch in your core banking system, you will know how many guarantees and how many LCs you have issued, or even say check for collection you have taken. Immediately your contra entry, of course, now everything is under the check truncation system, so not much of time. But academically, from an accounting perspective, till such time the credit has not been cleared in the NACH or the other clearing mechanisms, till such time it is a contingent liability entry in the books of the bank. So that is what you should understand about the contra entries. These are off-balance sheet entries, and accordingly their risk weightages are also different. That also you should understand. Okay, that will be covered in detail in module B. So how the interlinkages between C, A, D, and B modules also you will start appreciating. Now we move on to the treasury module of chapter of module C. For the bank, earlier the name treasury itself was not there. When we say to a branch official a treasury, they will say it is where the government bills are passed, or the pension for the state pensioners are given, something like that. That is what the local state government treasury is, what comes to our mind. But from a bank's perspective, now treasury means the earlier funds department or your forex department, now both have come together in one place. Integrated treasury handles both forex as well as the interest rate and other funds management tools in one place. And the benefits of doing the integration also we are going to see very shortly. So it's a new treasure. And beyond a CRR department, a funds department, a finance, that is a reserve compliance department, now it is a profit center in its own. So if you are also committed yourself to gain or score 90 marks in BFM, and you get a dealer's assignment in treasury, you are going to contribute directly to the trading income of the bank and to the profits. A chance that only handpicked people will get. Okay. Or you are in, if you get posted to the risk department, you may be handling a risk model that will mitigate the likely losses on a position because of your inputs. So like that, you are going to directly contribute to the profits of the bank. Very exciting. So think of that in mind when you aspire for 90 marks in not only BFM, in CIIB per se, and the other risk elective papers. Earlier, this treasury department will have compiled the RBI balances from all the 2026 centers. So they will have to ring up them. Earlier means I'm saying about even the 2000s. Okay. Now RBI itself is integrated. They have a core banking platform. eKuber is there. So everything is available at the click on your computer. What is your 16, 20 centers total RBI balance? Everything is available. So earlier, you ring each of these centers, get the closing balance, get the morning balance, recheck, make a correction. So highest telephone bill. This is how we will qualify. Oh, वो department, वो हमारा telephone bill का highest bill department head, like that. Now we have moved on to an integrated treasury. So the bank's liquidity is directly handled and in a dynamic way it is monitored by the treasury. And the bank also looks at arbitrage opportunities very. Now you will look up algorithmic trading in stock exchanges. Many of you would have read. If not, you start reading about in economic times or in business line. You start reading about the arbitrage opportunities. Sometimes the SGX. That means Singapore Exchange opens when we are say around 8 o'clock only here. And if the Nifty is down there, you get an advanced indication or intuition that at 9:15 Nifty here will also open lower. So you can take a position and maybe an arbitrage also, sell in that exchange and buy in this exchange. We will explain arbitrage shortly. So these are other opportunities available to the bank. Then, as a bank's trading proprietary positions, as a dealer, you can run positions within the policy. So we will discuss about policy, how much profit you can make, how much losses you can make, everything we will discuss. So you become a direct contributor to the profits. You are getting an assignment in to be the profit center of the bank with 90 plus marks in BF or CAAB. And the risk management, another interesting part of this specialized role. Now, we're trying to first understand what is arbitrage. This is how the topics are covered in your book, so I'm trying to stick to that. Otherwise, we can actually revisit this. This will be covered in A module also. So somebody who is not very clear now, he can hold back his anxieties. In module A also, this will be covered very much in detail. Now, suppose the bank's treasury is borrowing dollars for 12 months. You are permitted to borrow. And those of you who are coming for a revision here in your earlier A module, you would have already learned what is the maximum limit you can borrow in foreign currency. Anybody? Anybody?
$10 million.
Or higher of $10 million or somebody needs to mute himself, please. Please. Maybe the
Tier 1
kitchen.
capital.
100% of Tier 1 capital. Who said that?
Myself, sir.
Name and bank.
Krishna Priyas from IOB Banks.
IOB Krishna Priya. Very good. First correct answer for the day. Give a clap. Krishna Priya from IOB takes the cake. 10 million or 100% of Tier 1 capital, whichever is higher. You can borrow. So as MD, when you go and you see the screen on the Reuters screen in front, you should be able to question the treasury why you are not borrowing today. If you have the knowledge of what is arbitrage and how to calculate it, there is no need for calculators, no need for hyphen Excel, nothing. Everything you can run it through your mind. Okay. That is why I'm stressing for conceptual clarity. And you may not need this now. Once you score 90 and forget it, you will become scale 4, scale 5 and all in key assignments. But when you come back to the central office or head office and then get a key assignment, then you will need all these inputs at that time. So the ARR is the previous LIBOR. For your examination, now LIBOR is no more relevant. It is AR, alternate reference rate. For each currency, you can have different alternate reference rates like SONIA for pound sterling or SFOR. Everything we will cover in A module. Okay. Then alternate reference rate.
Excuse me, sir. Can you repeat that question again, please?
Which question? Which question?
Tier 1 capital.
It is coming. It is coming. Please hold back. That is incidental. It is coming again in module B, module A, everywhere it is coming. So you hold back. That is not very important now. Okay. Especially if you are from the new batch, please forget it. Time is there. Okay.
Excuse sir, we have not covered module A till now.
I know that. I know that. That is why I am not going in detail. I just try to make the class engaging from the previous batches who are attending. That's all. I know that you have not covered A. So this will be dealt in detail there. Then only I will be asking the question once again. Okay, relax.
Excuse me, sir. So actually, this is our first class, okay? And what you are like arbitrage and all those things, I think we should start from preliminary only, because these things are going out of my head actually. I'm not sure about others.
Relax. The question is, your IIBF book covers this in the beginning. So somebody who is having the book at the left and asking for the sessions will say, page number 2 nahi cover kiya hai. So then where am I to answer?
The study material that you have provided, no, though like some other things are also covered here. Like I'm not getting the preliminary knowledge, and we have
relax. See, after 2 days, we will be revisiting this again. At that time, you still bounce your doubts if you have. You will make it clear. Some point, everything is new. Today is the first day, everything is new. So relax. Okay, good. I appreciate that anxiety. Relax. Now, just remember that in dollar, you cannot borrow in rupee interest rate. You have to borrow in dollar, means what is prevailing in America. So that the prevailing rate there in US markets, the prevailing rate is around, say, 3%. The alternate reference rate that we are saying is equivalent to RBI's repo rate here, which is 5.40. Equal. That number is not important. What I'm saying is, so 3% plus 100 basis points, if you want to borrow, you will be borrowing dollar at 4%. That is what I wanted to make you understand at this point of time. That's all. So this is how the procedure or the market practices go along. So you should be conversant with that. Just keep that in mind. Slowly only I'm doing. I'm not going that giving you the entire screen in the beginning. I have animated each step by step so that your attention is on the screen. Now, supposing 12 months alternate reference rate is 150, and I have already shown in the right-hand yellow column that you are borrowing at alternate reference rate plus 100 basis points. So markup 100. So 150 plus 100 is 250. 250 basis points means 1 by 100th of the rate in percentage is what is a basis point. So 2.50% is the interest rate in which you are borrowing dollars. Is this clear?
Sir, what is ARR?
Sir, what is the full form of ARR?
Alternate reference rate.
Okay.
What is that, sir?
That is a previous LIBOR. Previous LIBOR.
Interbank offer.
Sir, alternate represent rate, no?
Sorry, alternate reference rate. Yes.
It could be a SOFAR also.
Yes, that is what. So all those things you don't bring in now. You wait for a module for that much clarity to come in. Just now, for starting, you just understand it is alternate reference rate, or what is that? Yeah, alternate reference rate. That is enough. That is enough now. It is a dollar interest rate for now, for understanding. Okay. So at 1.50% plus another 1%, your borrowing of dollars is happening at 2.50. Your dealing room goes on the right screen, contact Citibank USA or Standard Chartered New York, and then borrows how much? Whatever is the amount, 1 million, 2 million, 10 million, whatever you want to borrow at 2.5%. Now, you can convert that into rupee by doing a swap. Now, what is a swap? How much is the rate? Everything you don't break your head now, wait for a module. But I cannot ignore arbitrage because arbitrage is already mentioned in your C module also. So you will be revisiting the same slide in A module. So relax. So you do a swap. 75 rupees is today's rate for USD INR, and after that 12 months, it is quoting at 77.25. So 2 rupee 25 paise is the premium that is being demanded on forward dollars. So that 2 rupee 25 paise on 75 rupees translates into 3% as the cost in arithmetic numbers only. 3%. Okay. On 75 rupees, 2 rupee 25 paise for 12 months. Simple. So the interest rate terms, it works out to 3%. So your total borrowing cost is 2.5% in dollar and another 3% as the swap cost, so that there is no exchange risk. At the end of 12 months, you give back the dollar when you get 77 rupees 25 paise from the swap counterparty. Now, what is swap, how it is, how you get it, everything we will be covering in detail. Part of it in C module itself, and once again in A module. So relax, don't break your head on that. Just spend 5 minutes, understand what is arbitrage, and you move on. More to focus on only on the yellow side right now, just the arithmetics. Okay. Then suppose
how it comes to 3%, sir? How it comes to 3%?
How it comes to 3%? 2 rupee 25 paise as a money lender. If I ask you and give you 75 rupees today, what is the principal in I is equal to PNR by 100 single interest formula? Principal is 75 rupees. Interest is 2 rupee 25. Number of the years is 1 year. So rate of interest is 2 rupee 25 divided by 75.03 is equal to 3%. I is equal to PNR by 100.
Sir, how is that question asked, sir?
No, that
Regarding this 2.5.
First day itself, you relax. I will post the questions in the morning WhatsApp, then you will know. Wait for 2 days. Okay, relax. Just understand. Now, I know this is a slightly, what is it, hot topic or a hard topic on the first day, but your book, this is how it is going. So I am forced to cover it. Relax.
Sir, what is exactly arbitrage mean?
Yes, sir. That is my question also.
I have not completed the slide. Unless I move to the 8th slide, I will not be able to tell that. Relax. So please wait for the completion of the exercise. So once we borrow $1 million at 2.5% and convert it for 1 year into rupee, we have generated rupees. Say 1 million is equal to 75 means 7.5 crores. So 7.5 crores of Indian rupee, your forex dealer will hand it over to you, you are the rupee dealer. Both of you are sitting across the table, and you get 7.5 crores, and he says, "Mera cost 5.5% hai." Then what you will do as the rupee dealer, you will invest that money in a certificate of deposit in a bank, another bank certificate of deposit for 1 year at 6%. You will say, give me money, 5.5, I will give you 5.5. I mean, who? Within the same Canara Bank, Gaurav is doing one thing at 6%, and another dealer in Canara Bank is raising rupee by borrowing in dollar and converting into rupee for a total cost of 5.5. So now what is the incremental interest yield that the bank treasury gets? Borrowing dollar and converting into rupee by doing a swap and totally incurring 5.5% and investing in a CD at 6%. So do they gain anything from this or lose anything?
Gain, sir.
Gain, sir, gain. 0.5% gain.
0.5. This is the answer. So arbitrage is, Canara Bank did not increase its balance sheet size. Extra deposit they have not taken, extra loan they have not given. But without doing anything, in extending the balance sheet size with their own eligible capital and the limit that RBI has permitted, they have borrowed 1 million and converted the rupee for 12 months at 5.5% and invested in a CD for 1 year at 6% and made 0.5% absolute gain. So this is what is arbitrage. Every day you won't get this. On such days when you get this for various reasons, you are getting an opportunity to do this. So you will also monitor this very closely. And as you start reading the Economic Times and the RBI sites regularly, you will get inputs about these kind of interest rate movements overseas as well as within India, and then you will be able to work out or build your own models for arbitrage. That's it. Now, are you getting some idea? अरे क्या कर सकते हैं? 90 marks लेके साहब ने बोला क्या करेंगे? Are you able to get some idea? I will be able.
Sir, please repeat, sir.
Yes, sir. So,
Yes, good. So
One
repetition.
second, sir.
Yeah,
They
one
may
second.
invest to some other source also.
that buying and selling are simultaneously done
Please.
here.
Buying and selling simultaneously, I will not explain now, because as you start understanding more of module A, it will become more clear. At that time, you spend time on that. But just from I is equal to PNR.
Only explain as per the syllabus of Macmillan, so that the confusion will be not there.
This is as per that syllabus only. It is there in your book. It is there in your book. It is only mentioned as arbitrage. That's all. Last class, somebody asked. So that is why I have spent time to put one slide here. Otherwise, I can take this slide to the 17th slide. Okay.
So many people are with
relax.
book only. Still
Relax.
Calculations are not in book, no, sir.
Calculations are book at some other point. So why spend time again? So I'm covering it now itself. That's all. So calculations are given the problem only, and then you will say book only. It is given as an essay. There is the calculation. So I have made you understand conceptual clarity. You understand what it is. Simple interest calculation. I am going to ask you to do only 4th standard, 8th standard mathematics. Nothing beyond that. Mostly throughout. Okay. So don't make
Ramesh, sir, one moment, sir. Sir, I request all the participants of 280 members, as he said, just relax. Let us allocate time to listen instead of asking the questions. That will be more clear. This is my appeal. Please.
Good.
All the participants, please.
Very correct.
See, we have another half an hour intermittent session also, and afternoon also. So if somebody still wants to engage my time, I am available. Relax. What I wanted to highlight now is this concept of arbitrage is one of the solitary functions of treasury. Please mute yourself.
Sir, please mute all, sir.
Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
Sir, kindly mute, sir. Kirlakonda, sir, please.
Trilokanath, I had muted you after much spotting. Please take care. Okay, sorry. So, where am I? Yeah. So this is what is the concept of arbitrage. That is enough now. Later on, you will get more clarity because there are more, more topics being covered under the same syllabus or same concept. So you get an opportunity to borrow in one market and deploy in another market. It can be the reverse also. I have not given an example of the reverse now, but I will give an example of the reverse later on in this module itself, so that you know what is a reverse arbitrage also. You will know that. Clear, please. So now we move on to more smaller things. How is a treasury functioning? This is what is the concept you need to understand. That a treasury is not just a bunch of 10 or 15 people talking high funda and always posing themselves to be busy, nothing like that. Every one who scores 90 marks is eligible, or he can claim his, claim his capability to be posted to the dealing room. And any treasury, whether it is Forex or whether it is rupee treasury, will have a watertight compartmentalization of front office, mid office, and back office. So let us first understand all these concepts. Then you will know why they are sacrosanct. The head of the front office is the dealing part of the treasury, where they execute the deals. So the dealers form the main personnel who are handling your front office, and those dealers will be reporting to the chief dealer, and the chief dealer in turn will be reporting to the head of treasury, who will report later to the MD. So that is the front office. Now, the mid office is what the bank's risk department is handling and looking at what the front office is doing as well as what the back office is doing, with very what is it, sharp eyes, whether they are following the limits that have been prescribed in the policy, whether the valuation of the treasury portfolio is being done correctly. What is valuation, how to do it, everything I will tell you. I have got worked out examples with Excel background in the.
Sir, here ALCO means Asset and Liability Committee.
Assets and Liabilities Committee. Yes, please wait. I'm coming to each one of them. I'm coming from bottom to top. Okay. Then whether there are any breaches in the policy, what are the limits, what is limit, how to spot breaches, everything I will explain. Then the bank does a research. If anybody in State Bank of India is following a publication by their research chief economist, Soumya Kanta Ghosh, Dr. Soumya Kanta Ghosh, very respected person. Why SBI is paying so heavily or highly to post somebody in CGM grade as the chief economist? Dr. Soumya Kanta Ghosh, echo rap, every fortnight or weekly he comes up with a publication, and he writes extensively, and he comes on TV, or even other banks, they are having their own chief economist. I'm forgetting some of the names. It's okay. You have to start looking at your own website and your own annual reports everywhere. Your chief economist will be contributing something. Start watching CNBC. So many of these chief economists of other, especially when on 30th, now RBI is going to announce the midterm policy review. See, what is that? Monetary policy to bi-monthly policy review. On that day, all these people will be on the television. So start looking at all this. So the economic research on what will be the interest rate movement, what will be the likely exchange rate impact, how the inflation is going to go up or come down, what are the high frequency indicators that are leading to a view on interest rate and inflation, whether the Maruti is selling more number of cars, or whether the shortages in the semiconductor and the chips is affecting the car sales, whether cement production is up, whether power consumption is up. These are all high frequency indicators giving a pointer to the state of the economy. All this research is being handled by mid office. So if you also score 90 marks, you will be handling these things at your fingertips. Okay. And then compliance of policy, very important. What the bank has laid down as its policy and the board has approved, the front office, the back office have to comply, and that is being supervised by the mid office. And the mid office reports to the head of market risk. It is called market risk. So head of market risk is generally also, not generally, is by default in the ALCO, the Asset Liability Management Committee of the bank, and the head of market risk in turn reports to the chief risk officer. This will be part of a question, and the chief risk officer does not report to the MD, he reports to the risk management committee of the board. Another slide is coming. So B and D module, sorry, B and D module also covers this. So at that time you will know. Now somebody asked, question how it will come. Question will come very, CRO reports to MD. Who else will sanction the CRO's leave? You will say MD. It is not MD. Because independence, chief risk officer should in no way be threatened by MD that after confidential report, I will kharab kar dunga. No, nothing. He reports directly and independently to the risk management committee of the board. So these are all certain sacrosanct principles under which the mid office is given so much strength and independence so that they can question the operations of the front office as well as the back office if they are not complying with the policy. Okay, then the back office is again independent. They look at all the deals that the chief dealers execute. They do the reconciliation, especially of the bank accounts, not only the SGL and bank accounts. What is SGL? I'll cover shortly. And then not only the rupee and dollar accounts, the Nostro, Vostro, everything we will cover in module A also. So those accounts and the verifications, your SWIFT payments and SWIFT receipts, all those and the settlements where they happen, T+2, T+1, all those things are being handled by the back office independently. And every quarter you have to give a reconciliation certificate to the board. The audit committee of the board will examine that. Where from are you saying all this? Your annual report says that what the audit committee did. So that is why in the first slide itself I said you read your annual report, and their report in turn to the head of operations who reports to the top manager. So they are not, he is not reporting to the risk department. Risk department only the mid office, independent. And in one bank this did not happen. The Queen of England very recently, she passed away. She formed the Barings Bank, more than 100-year-old bank. Barings Bank had a dealer in Singapore office, Nick Leeson. He acted both as the front office and back office in the evening and sent messages to their head office in London, hiding his loss-making positions, asking for more margin money. And thinking that the dealer is making profits, the bank pumped in money. Later on, when all the derivative positions lost out, the bank had to fold itself, and then it was sold for just 1 shilling. And he was arrested. Nick Leeson has written a book, The Rogue Trader, R-O-G-U-E, The Rogue Trader, when he was in the jail. So he went through a transformation of mind, and that book is a classic, not only book, the falling of Barings Bank is a classic example where the front office and back office were not watertight, compartmentalized. So the risk, how it manifested in unfolding of a bank or the folding of a bank itself. And the front office, you will have the thumb impression being biometric identification for access to the glass door will open. But if your back office manager were to put his thumb on the biometric for front office access, he cannot enter. That is how the watertight comes. So RBI inspector will come and see whether this is in operation. Similarly, the chief dealer or a dealer cannot go and check the papers or what their friend is doing. They can have a tea outside. But once inside the office, the front office cannot go and put his biometric and get access to the back office. That is why it is watertight. But the mid office will have free access both to front office and back office because they are doing the breaches and compliance. So that is important. 1 second. 1 second. So that is all about front office, mid office, and back office. So why it is important also I have shared now. Now, what are the products in Treasury? Arbitrage, you forget. We will revisit that. So Treasury, there is a Forex market, and generally this you will be seeing the same slide in a module also. Even if somebody else takes it, then it's not the issue. There is a cash market, term market, spot market, and forward. What are these? Okay, today is 24th September, and today you buy $1. Value today. That is cash. Okay. But by default, all deals happen in the Forex market on T+2 settlement. T means trade date, today's date. So T+2, 2 working days, so not the intervening holidays. So the second working day is the spot date and T+2 is the spot date. So English language, you come running to the office and said, I am just seeing an accident and the man died on the spot. Means he's gone. Whereas if you are a Forex dealer, I did a deal for spot, you will get 48 hours if all the days are working, okay, for settling the deal. So the term spot has different connotations in general life and in a Forex trading life. Spot is always by default. All trades are for spot and all rates quoted are for spot. Unless you ask cash, what is the rate? Then there is a mechanism to calculate the cash rate. All that we will work out in only module A. But the market is divided into in terms of maturity or tenor as spot by default. Then 1 day ahead of spot is Tom, and today, second day ahead, trade date is cash. So today cash, tomorrow Tom, T plus 1, T plus 2 by default is spot, and anything beyond T plus 2 is the forward. And product in the forex market to rupee market is currency swap. You swap one currency against the other. Dollar you borrowed, you don't want dollar today. Canara Bank forex dealer had promised to the rupee dealer that I will give you rupee at 5.5%. So he borrows dollars, he swaps it. He does a buy-sell swap or he does a sell-buy swap. What it is, we will explain later. At the moment, you just understand that it is a product. That is enough. Then, as you do a buy-sell swap, you receive premium. As you do a sell-buy swap, you pay premium. What is premium? What is receiving? What is paying? There is enough time to understand. Give it. Then, when you do these kind of things, that is when you do a buy-sell or a sell, that is when you do a currency swap, you are not opening an exchange risk for the balance sheet. So there is no position. So what is a position? What is exchange risk? How the limits for positions are created is another top chapter within this. So it will come there. Now we are only understanding the products. So just running through the what is it? Macro level view. And a gap means position means exchange risk. A gap means a maturity mismatch. So when you do a buy sell or a sell buy and do a currency swap, you are only shifting maturities. So only gaps are created. And for this gap, you have aggregate gap limits and individual gap limits. Aggregate gap limit is across currencies. Individual gap limit is for each month, 1 month IGL, 2 month IGL, 3 month IGL, like that. So this is how we measure. The mid office will measure. We will come to that in detail at that point of time. When you are an active trading room or a dealing room, when more people come with 90 marks and Canara Bank decides to expand its treasury, more people will start doing swaps, currency swaps. So more people will need larger aggregate gap limits or individual gap limits. So these are the kind of things that the risk management department and the mid office per se will look at and start building in their policies. That what is it, Karur Vaishya Bank or a Dhanalakshmi Bank may need, say, $100 million as the aggregate gap limit. Whereas a Canara Bank, a Bank of Baroda, a Bank of India, or a Union Bank, or an SBI would need, say, $1,000 million as the gap limit, depending upon the volumes and the risk appetite, depending upon the capital. All those things will come in. Just highlighting, that's all, as making you understand, look at things as an MD. Now, what are the maturities? Okay, money market and debt market. These are the two.
Before one, before last slide में sir वो no position करके लिखा ना, so no position क्या हुआ sir?
That you will get a more explanation of that when we come to a module, or maybe later on also. I'll be discussing position and how a limit is.
Please explain gaps.
Gaps I will explain only in module A in detail, not now.
Sir, AGL, IGL क्या है sir?
अरे AGL, IGL आपको ये मॉड्यूल में क्वेश्चन आएगा, उधर बहुत ज्यादा है, तो wait, please wait.
Sir, are you just summarizing the chapter, sir?
AGL,
Full form of AGL?
Aggregate gap limit.
Okay.
And individual gap limit.
Sir, right now we are just summarizing the chapters, right? From
introduction. Why? Because it is an introductory chapter in you. So everything will come. Individual gap limit and aggregate gap limit.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Relax. Nothing will be left out, and we are available for all the 63 days. and till 8:30 or 11:30, when you enter the examination hall, if you contact us on WhatsApp, we are available. Relax.
Thank you, sir.
Relax. So up to 1 year maturity is defined as money market. Question will come. What is it? 10-year bond. Okay. Question will come. 10-year bond maturing on 10th December 2022. Is it a money market instrument or a debt market instrument?
Capital market.
Capital market.
Debt market.
It's a money market instrument because the maturity is 3 months only.
Within 1 year.
Within 1 year. Say it is 2000 bond, correct. And it was a 10-year bond issued in 2012. But today, in 2022 December, it is going to mature. It is just like your 91-day T-bill. Now, what is a T-bill? I'm coming to that. Everything I'm coming. But somebody was jumping the gun. A question kaise aayega? This is, I just want to give you a flavor. That's all. To test your accuracy, what you understand about tenor. Tenor means the residual maturity. Residual. It is not the contracted maturity. Contracted maturity on issue of the bond on 10th December 2012 is 10 years maturing on 10th December 2022. But today in September 2022, its residual maturity is only 3 months. This is what I am trying to bring in. So once the mature
Sir, once again, residual maturity and tenure.
Contracted maturity. So
Yes, sir.
10-year bond is issued on 10th December 2012. What is a 10-year tenor for from 2012? Tell me.
10 years.
10 years. 2022.
2022.
2022.
December 2022.
In 2012, it is a 10-year bond. In 2013, somebody please mute, please. Yeah, 2013, it is a 9-year bond. In 2014, it is an 8-year bond. Still debt market only. In 2020, it is a 2-year bond. In 2021, it is still a 1 year and beyond. But in 2022, it is less than 1 year. So from January 2022, it becomes a money market instrument because though its contracted maturity is 1 year, its residual maturity is less than 1 year. So now are you clear about contracted maturity, contractual maturity and residual maturity?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is what. Okay. Now, another.
So whether in exam they will specify that it's belonging to contractual maturity or residual maturity, whether they will specify that?
Very unlikely. They will only specify it is maturing on 10th December 2022. Then you will have to apply your clarity of intelligence. Clear? Good. Very good. Asha, I think you are talking something. Please mute yourself. Yeah. So now, another very popular instrument which most of you will be knowing, or at least in casual mention, you will be understanding, call money. So call money is the most liquid and very short-term instrument in the money market. Why I specified this tenor up to 1 year is because that is the defining rule for whether an instrument is money market instrument or term market instrument. So money market means tenor up to 1 year. That is the first defining rule. Under that, call money is overnight lending between only banks. LIC, SIDB, all these Exim Bank, all these people are not part of call money. Earlier, they were part of call money. If somebody is using an old Macmillan book, they may sometimes see this mention of all these people also. But now, only banks are there in call money. Another category is permitted. It is called primary dealers. What is primary dealer? I will be covering shortly. So I'm not bringing that confusion now, but other than banks, only people who rank interbank status is primary dealers. You just flag now. Question could come at that time, you should understand, but I will be covering. And secondly, call money is an unsecured form of lending. That also you should be very clear. The cardinal feature of that instrument, unsecured. Because of this, if you are a Dhanalakshmi bank, with due respect to all the participants who are from that bank, they cannot be assured that a Bank of Baroda, if I go and ask for money, I am a Dhanalakshmi bank money market dealer. Sometimes Bank of Baroda may not give because the CRAR of Dhanalakshmi bank is slightly shaky, not all that very high, and their profitability is not all that high. Lakshmi Vilas Bank, another classic example where Development Bank of Singapore had to come in DBS and they had to bail out the Lakshmi Vilas Bank. So at that point of time, before the merger, the CRAR of Lakshmi Vilas Bank was around 6% only, and they were making losses. So at that time, unsecured, why should I lend to Lakshmi Vilas Bank? I might as well park it under reverse repo with RBI. I means as a lender with Bank of Baroda dealer. The decision that the Bank of Baroda man may be taking is that I will forego another extra 0.5% that Lakshmi Vilas Bank is willing to give, but I will park it under reverse repo with RBI. Now, what is reverse repo? How it is parked? Everything I will park. Please wait. So I'm just giving you a view of what all decision rules that come into the process about risk perceptions. That is very important. Yeah. Now, except local. Bolu. Somebody.
Call money is only for interbank or with RBI also, sir?
RBI may call money nahi, only different instruments, not not call money. RBI is not a participant in call money. Good question. No RBI in call money. Purely interbank. Okay, except local area banks. Now, small finance banks are also part of call money market. Payment banks are also part of call money market. Earlier, they were not. So if somebody is still reading a 2014 or 15 edition of Macmillan, please correct all this. That is why I have put except local area banks. Okay, purely interbank. Then, yeah, I already mentioned primary dealers rank pari passu as banks. They are treated as equivalent to banks for their participation as borrower or lender in the call money market. Now, who is a primary dealer? We will explain shortly. So they are also permitted to enter the call money market, and you are also permitted to lend to a primary dealer or borrow from a primary dealer. You means a scheduled commercial bank is my assumption. Because you have
Sir, purely interbank except LAB.
Local area banks. Local area bank is another concept. LAB. There are certain local area banks. In Andhra Pradesh, it's very much prevalent. I think somewhere in Ahmedabad, they are there. Okay. So LAB is a small, they have only in 2 districts they can operate. There are so many things are there, some restrictions. Not regional rural banks. RRB is separate. LAB.
Land development banks.
Local cooperative banks. Local district-wise
area banks, not cooperative.
Land development banks, sir.
No, not land development banks. They are different. Local area bank is a separate categorization by RBI. In 1995 or 96, the licenses or the plan for LABs were issued, and only few of them got registered under LAB. Most of them converted themselves to small finance bank or other things because there are so many restrictions. You cannot have a large balance lying SP account. Maximum you can have only so much, and you can operate only in 2 districts or something. That is why it is called not even regional, it's local area banks. Just leaf through Google or somewhere, you will find out some names in Andhra Pradesh, in Ahmedabad and all, sorry, Gujarat and all, LABs are there. But new entrants are not coming there. Okay. These are all clarity I am saying, because in the answer choice, sometimes it will be given Andhra, Konkan, Karna, local area bank. As a name they will be given. Then you should know that LAB is not permitted to be participating in company. That is what I wanted to understand. Yes. Now, earlier so many shouts were coming live or kya hai, ARR kya hai, nothing. Before that, we should understand what is Indian rupee rate called. Overnight Indian interbank rupee rate is called MIBOR. It is Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate. In a transaction, there is always a bid and an offer, a borrowing rate and a selling rate. The borrower is the bidder, the seller is the offer. So between bid and offer is what is called the spread. And here it is the Mumbai Interbank Offered Rate, MIBOR, equivalent to the same principle as LIBOR. But here, who is publishing the MIBOR? This could be a question. So the Financial Benchmarks India Limited is a new entity created, and all the banks are also participating in that, including primary dealers. I will explain primary dealers now. And they publish every day. You visit the site FBIL, you will know what are all their activities. Financial Benchmarks India Limited publishes overnight MIBOR, term MIBOR, everything they publish. Term MIBOR means a 3-month MIBOR. Like that, tenor-based MIBOR is given by B. Now, the primary dealers are essentially primarily, that is why they are called primarily deal in government securities. Example, SBI DFHI Limited, Discount and Finance House of India Limited. Then they got merged with SBI Gilts. So both of them together, now only one primary dealer is there, SBI DFHI. Second primary dealer, one example is STCI, Securities Trading Corporation of India Limited. Third primary dealer is say PNB Gilts. Punjab National Bank ka subsidiary hai PNB Gilts Limited. IDBI Bank has got a primary dealer, IDBI Gilts Limited. Similarly, Standard Chartered Gilt, primary dealer, Citibank primary dealer, Deutsche Bank primary dealer. There are certain small entities like that. You won't find much advertisements and all. But if you score 90 marks, very likely these people will come and recruit you as their chief dealer. So that is the opportunity available beyond the platform. Because they look for people who are very clear on interest rate products, on financial market products, on fixed income products. So they will come and pick you. But उसके लिए आपके पास 90 marks का certificate चाहिए. So these are all the opportunities. Paripasu, I am coming. Yes, Avinash, you are destroying the screen's beauty, please. Yeah. Paripasu means equal in status. So primary dealers are equal in status to banks for participating in call money market. Because it is interbank, I have told, a primary dealer bank nahi hai, but they are given a special permission to be part of the call money market because they are dealing primarily in government securities. They underwrite. Sai Krishna PC, please mute yourself. Please mute. Thank you. So the primary dealers underwrite the government auctions and they participate in the weekly auctions of the government of India. So once you start reading the RBI site from now, you will know what is a weekly auction, how the auction bids are submitted in your eKuber platform on the NDS. What is NDS? What is eKuber? I will be covering shortly. So all these exciting developments happen within, say, a bunch of people in every bank. Very handpicked few people. And if you want to aspire to be one of those, you don't compromise on 89 marks, score 90 plus. Okay. Now, the payment banks, that is your Airtel Money or all these are our payment banks, and small finance banks, your SAF, Benapriya, what is that?
FinCare.
Yes, FinCare. All these people are now permitted two-way participation. Two-way means borrower and lender. Old books, sometimes they may not be permitted. So if you still visit your old some sites or some questions, mock questions and all, you be very clear. If they are not updated, you will go wrong. The present RBI dispensation is that all these people have been given equal status to participate both ways as borrowers and lenders in the call money market. Only exception is local area banks, and only exception for inclusion is primary dealers. That's much clarity. If you have any question on this, you will be able to answer. And for somebody who wants a circular reference, this presentation will be available to you either today evening or tomorrow. The circular reference is also there so that you will be able to understand with clarity how RBI is communicating on such inclusions and exclusions. Okay. Now,
sir, please explain MIBOR once more time, sir.
Mumbai Interbank.
And how it can be used.
How it can be used, please hold back the question for the moment because I'll be bringing in the applications little later. I'll be bringing in the applications. But how
sir, what is PBs and SFBs?
Payment banks, small finance banks.
Sir, Paripasu Bank, Paripasu.
Paripasu equal in status as banks.
Equal? What you said equal?
Equal in status. They are considered as a bank for the limited purpose of participating in an interbank market.
Sir, PB?
Payment bank. Airtel Money, Airtel Payment Bank.
Geo Money also.
Yes, yes.
Payment bank.
Yes.
SFB. Small
finance banks. Okay. Yeah.
So Paytm also PB?
Maybe. See, don't ask me about individual entities, that you will have to find out from there, but I just gave some examples. Okay. ATM has got another application also. So we do not, I do not per se, but offhand I cannot say whether it is coming under the license of a payment bank. Chances are there. That's all I can say. Let me also do my research. Now,
sir, one question, sir. Even though the call money market operations are looking after by Financial Benchmarks India Limited, the participants can be decided by the RBI. Is it correct?
No, Financial Benchmark India Limited is not looking after the operations of call money. That is being monitored by RBI itself. Financial Benchmark India Limited is only looking after at what rate trades are happening. So for that, they call for the data of all call money trades. It is downloadable from the RBI CCIL site, Clearing Corporation of India Limited. You can also download it. CCIL India, Clearing Corporation of India Limited. There are so many windows there. There you go for NDS home order matching. NDS means negotiated dealing system. All that is coming in another 2-3 slides. Please wait. So there, this data is available. So you yourself will get an idea. And on RBI site, if you look for primary information, they are also giving the traded rates of call money. So our FPIL is only mandated to publish the representative call money rate from the data at which all the banks are trading. That's all. And then you ask the next question, supervision is essentially RBI. Why they should supervise? What are the limits prescribed? They are covering very shortly in the next 1 or 2 slides. Okay. So we will break for tea after this slide. 1 second. Give me time to complete this slide at least. Notice money. So beyond 1 day is notice money, 2 to 14 days. Normally, why 14 days? Because the banks operate with reference to Reserve Bank of India for CRR and SLR compliance on fortnights, reporting fortnights. Even in JIB, you have covered this, but I will also be covering again from the basics. So you will know the fortnight significance, reporting Fridays. From a Saturday to the next Friday is a reporting cycle of 14-day reporting fortnight. So that is why for 14 days normally notice money happens. Beyond 14 day also it can happen, but by general but acceptance between 2 to 14 days is more popular. Now, greater than 14 days but less than 365 days, we categorize it as term money. So call money, notice money, term money. Three categories purely based on tenor. Overnight is call money. Beyond overnight, up to 14 days is notice money, and beyond 14 days, less than 365 days is term money. So this is the tenor-wise breakup of call, notice, and unsecured lendings. That is why need for counterparty limits. I already gave the explanation of Lakshmi Vilas Bank or a Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank, for whom a lender may not be comfortable lending because of the inherent weaknesses. Your bank is under prompt corrective action. Under module D, you will know what is prompt corrective action. Very recently, Bank of Maharashtra, then Central Bank of India, all these banks were taken out of prompt corrective action and their share prices have gone up. So all this you will know now. Okay. And unsecured, so they are settled on the negotiated dealing system order matching. eKuber is the core banking software solution of Reserve Bank of India. Every bank, participating bank, has got an access to the NDS Home platform, negotiated dealing system order matching. Earlier, for call money, you need to dial up the dealing room of State Bank of India from Canara Bank and ask the dealer, call me kya denge, kitna denge.
Excuse me, sir.
Bolo.
Settled on NDS -OM.
Order matching.
Or NDS?
Negotiated dealing system. All this is there in your Macmillan book also. That is why, see, the need for a background preparation.
OM means
Order matching. Vishwajit, order matching.
okay, sir.
Good. So, this is a platform. We will be discussing more about this. So, I'm not going to make a passing mention and push off. There will be so many opportunities for me to revisit NDS Home. I'll be discussing at length how an auction process happens. Now, everything is happening on the platform instead of a telephone market. That is what you should appreciate. The market improvement about the settlement processes, the attendant risk mitigation. Settlement risk is now totally eliminated with a common counterparty called CCIL. We'll explain that in detail. CCIL, 2-3 slides are there. At that time, you will appreciate more about what is an NDS Home. So this is more about, what is it? The settlement procedures for not only term money, for even call money, even government securities transaction, even for your forex transaction, everything you can report it to the RBI platform, to the CCIL platform also. CCIL's platform, NDS Home is there, a link is given. So there the settlement happens. So with this, that is, we will stop now, and at 11:30, we will reassemble to move on to the other aspects of call money where more questions can come. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.